going on, Jerome's? So running back was a position of question for the Vikings earlier in the offseason. But then they re-signed Aaron Jones to a 2-year deal, traded for Jordan Mason, and also signed him up to a 2-year contract. And basically, running back room is kind of good to go. So you got Jones, Mason, going to be one of the best 1-2 combinations in the league. Ty Chandler, maybe get something out of him in year 4. Xavier Scott, who's a futures contract practice squad guy that they like, as well as CJ Ham, the best fullback in the National Football League. And as well as, since the Vikings don't have a lot of draft capital, only 4 picks, only 2 selections in the first 3 rounds, running back might not be one of them, right? So the earlier dreams, pie in the sky draft forecasting, hey, maybe the Vikings trade up for Genty, or Caleb Johnson would be perfect in this outside zone scheme, or maybe the Vikings want to go more man gap and get Amari and Hampton, Trevon Henderson, Judkins, etc. Yeah, but the Vikings still should and could look at this draft class, notably UDFAs, undrafted free agents. Now, what's interesting about this running back draft class is that it is stacked up. And a lot of comparisons have called it basically it's 2 running back classes compacted into 1 year. And there's going to be a lot of very talented runners who normally in a normal running back draft class, it might have been 5th, 6th round picks, maybe even 4th rounders. But some of them, styles make fights, potentially falling out of the draft. And we know that Kwesi's very good with undrafted free agents. So here's a couple. So, again, some of these guys, may go on day 3, which is perfectly fine. But, again, it speaks to the level of talent that some of these guys, Rocket Sanders, Monangai, Donovan Edwards, Quint Allen, Taj Brooks, might go undrafted. It certainly is a realistic possibility. But Kwesi has his ways with UDFAs, whether it's guaranteed money, whether it's promise of a future and competition, all that stuff. And with Jones, like Jones does turn 31 in December. Noteworthy, Ty Chandler's out of contract after this year. Jordan Mason is only on a 2-year deal, but there could be some serious opportunities here in the not so distant future for the Vikings. So that might be appealing to some of these UDFAs. But Rocket Sanders, we talked about. Good size, good speed. Monangai, tough physical runner. Also, it's interesting, his brother Kevin had a cup of coffee with the Vikings in 2016 training camp, so connection. Yeah. Donovan Edwards, we talked about reuniting him with J.J. McCarthy a lot. Still kind of raw as a runner, 6'1", 212, but does have big play speed, as Washington saw in the national title game. LaQuint Allen, we've sung his praises. He's a fantastic 3-down running back, probably the best pass-blocking running back in this class. Taj Brooks, a solid receiver as well as pass protector. Marcus Yarns, a little bit slender, but in terms of the small school, throwing a dart, big play potential there. Jordan James, compact but powerful, also great ball security, which is very paramount in the Kevin O'Connell scheme. Montreal Johnson from Florida is a guy that we like, 5'11", 212, tough, physical, compact, formerly at Louisiana, followed Billy Napier to Florida, as well as Jaquindon Jackson. So JQJ is interesting because he's a former quarterback. So he's still extremely raw in the soft skills of being a running back, but he's tough. He's physical, got some decent speed, 6'2", 233. Certainly something to keep in mind. Amar Johnson, put up big numbers last year when he got a shot with the South Dakota Jackrabbits. So also a local name to keep in mind. So, the Vikings, I wouldn't mind at all if the Vikings went hard in the paint for UDFA running backs. Maybe you spend up with a decent guarantee for one of the big names, like maybe Donovan Edwards or Quint Allen or Taj Brooks is available there, as well as grabbing a couple of lower-level UDFAs, maybe Amar Johnson as a bit of a regional pick would make some sense. So I'm down the clown. I don't think that Ty Chandler, just because he was a draft pick, should be guaranteed a spot. But Xavier Scott can rise up, as well as some of these UDFAs, since the Vikings probably aren't going to be drafting a running back. But just get after things. And some legit competition, because Jones, how many years do you have left? 1, 2, maybe? I know he signed a 2-year deal, but really, it is a 1-year contract. But there's going to be some legitimate opportunities here for the Vikings RB3 moving forward, and some of these players are going to have a ton of value as they fall out of the draft potentially. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings need to get after things with UDFAs. Kwesi's really good at undrafted free agent, specifically running backs this year. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.